If you've ever wondered what it would be like to buy a vacation home, you probably have fallen into two different categories. The first one is you're extremely excited, you can't wait to get started, and the second one is you're very afraid, overwhelmed, and you don't want to make a mistake. Well, you're in luck because in this video series, I'm going to detail for you the exact steps that my wife and I are taking to buy our first vacation rental property. What's up, guys? My name is Sean with the Sean Connors and Marcy McMullen team at Vanguard Realty Alliance, and on this channel we like to provide you with practical and useful information for when you decide to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. And we like to share with you exactly what it's like to live, work, and play in the beautiful Chester County area of Pennsylvania. This video series is going to be a little different because we're going to go from Chester County to somewhere else in the United States, because we are buying our first vacation rental property. One of our big goals has been to buy a vacation home somewhere that we love to visit each year. So we have had the good fortune of traveling all across America, and we've seen some of the most beautiful places that America has to offer, and we have settled on a few places that we would really love to buy a vacation home. So after we determine the location of where we want to be, we have to really focus on what the end goal is. And the end goal for us is to buy somewhere where we're going to visit a few weeks, maybe a month out of the year, and then make sure that we can rent that property as a short-term rental to turn it into a cash flowing asset. So with this in mind, we're at the very beginning stages of looking at a vacation rental home. And this leads us into our top 3 things to do when you first decide that you want to buy a vacation rental property. Now, the first thing may sound very simple, but you need to determine where you want to buy. Where in the world do you want to buy a home? So if you lived in Chester County or if you lived in southeastern Pennsylvania, there are 2 things that come to mind when someone says they're buying a vacation home. They're either buying up the mountains or down the shore. So you're either going to be a mountain person with a lake, or you're going to be on the beach with the ocean. Some of the different areas that people buy vacation homes when they're relocating from southeastern Pennsylvania or Chester County are the Poconos up north. So if you're looking for a mountain home, you're generally going to buy something in the Pocono region. And if you're looking for a shore home, you're most likely going to buy at the Jersey Shore or the Delaware Shore, maybe Ocean City, Maryland, or the Outer Banks in North Carolina. So we love both options. We want a vacation home in the mountains, close to a lake, and we want a property that is close to the beach. Our first home that we do purchase will be a mountain home. So wherever you decide is right for you, just make sure that it's somewhere that fits your needs and your wants. Also, I feel that it's very important to choose somewhere that you can drive to comfortably. You know, you don't want to pick somewhere in California where you have to fly, or Arizona, but you want to pick somewhere where you can comfortably drive to, maybe a few hours. But in this case, we're actually choosing somewhere that is located just outside of Asheville. So it is a 9.5-hour drive, but it's something that we feel comfortable doing a few times a year. So since we have decided on the location where we want to be, which is Lake Lure in North Carolina, it's about 45 to 50 minutes outside of Asheville. Now we're going to move on to the second step. And the second step is investigating the area. So make sure you know the area as well as you can, and then determining the rental property market here. So you want to know, if you're looking to buy a short-term vacation rental, you want to know how much you can rent that property for nightly, so you can get an idea of how much income that asset is going to produce for you. So we knew nothing about the Asheville area until we came here years ago and fell in love with it. Now, on this last trip down here, where we're at currently right now, we decided to look into the short-term vacation rental market to see what similar homes that we're looking to purchase would rent for on a nightly basis. This is going to help us determine how much we actually want to pay for a property and make sure that it is something that, again, is going to be a cash flowing asset for us, because we're not going to be utilizing it that much out of the year. When we came down here about 7 years ago, that was before kids, before being married, and before actually settling into our life as it is now. So as part of the investigation process and how we determined that Lake Lure would be a good spot for us is because we do things that are family friendly. We have 2 small kids and we want them to grow up in a place that is family friendly. So that's why we chose the Lake Lure area, because there are resorts, there's fun things to do for the kids all over the place, and it's just a fun place to be with your kids, whether you are vacationing here in the spring, summer, fall, or even the winter. So we also wanted to be somewhere that was warm most of the time throughout the year. I know that when we came here in December of 2014, it was 60 degrees some nights. So we were able to actually eat outside in December, which is really exciting for us. We luckily stumbled across Rumbling Bald Resort, which is where we are currently staying, and definitely is somewhere where we want to plan our routes. We did some further investigation, we drove around the area, we love it. We understand that there's a lot to do, especially during the spring and summer times. So this is a great area for us, and it is somewhere where we want to purchase our short-term vacation rental. So once we get into it, if we can rent this property out for about 5 to 6 months out of the year, we're not going to say that we can rent it for 8 or 9 months, because we really don't think that's a possibility after talking to some people. But if we can rent this out for 5 or 6 months out of the year, this can be something that will pay for the mortgage, produce income for us after our expenses are paid, and it's going to be somewhere that we own in a different state that we can vacation to whenever we want. And that leads us into our third step, which is contacting a local agent to get more information about the market. This is always one of the most important things that you can do when deciding to buy real estate. Contact someone that actually knows the area. Before we did that, we wanted to make sure that this is somewhere where we wanted to be. And then after finding out that this is the place that we want to be, contacting a local agent was the next step for us. An agent that knows the area is going to be able to give you information that you cannot find online. They're going to know different kind of tax rules. They're going to know how much you can rent your property for on a nightly basis. They're going to tell you when the peak seasons are and when you can actually increase the price for your property as opposed to different times of the year. They're going to be able to provide you with the necessary information so you can make the most strategic move when you're buying a vacation rental property. So with that being said, that's the end of this first video in the series of how to buy a vacation rental property. Stick along with me, because I'm going to give you the exact process that we're going through to help you and to make you feel more comfortable when you decide that you want to buy a vacation rental property for yourself. And if you have any questions about what it's like to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, make sure that you send us a message. I look forward to getting into more videos with you and hearing from you soon. Take care.